Hope everything goes smooth.
Major General Danner. Honor Leach.
Yeah, I know you was around about the way from Paul Junction.
Oh,
Paul
yes.
Junction is my son.
Oh, no kidding.
Single down.
Let me get the official business done here, then we'll move. So down to Second Sergeant, let's get good evening. First Light Honor, please that all of you could join us here tonight to recognize a Missourian who is part of what has been rightly called the Greatest Generation. In 1945, American troops around the world were fighting ferocious battles to bring an end to the tyranny of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. And while the outcome of the war seemed inevitable, the final victory could only be achieved at the cost of many, many American lives. Next month marks the 70th anniversary of the landing on Iwo Jima, where almost 7,000 Marines and sailors would lose their lives. And it was 70 years ago next Sunday, January 25th, that America's bloodiest engagement of the war came to an end, the Battle of the Bulge, in which some 19,000 American soldiers would be killed. Tonight we honor a veteran of that 6-week-long battle, where in the snow and sub-zero cold, the American line bent but did not break, and of many other battles across France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. Sergeant Norbert Gerling was a member of the 609th Tank Destroyer Battalion that landed in Normandy in August 1944 and didn't stop pushing forward until the Nazis were defeated 9 hard-fought years later. Representative Bernstein, I'm sorry. We have with us a number of leaders here from the legislature, I'm sorry. Representative Hurst, Senator Keogh, Senator Bernstein, and others, Major Dan. To take on the Tigers and the other German tanks, Sergeant Gerling and his comrades relied on the speed of their M18 Hellcats to outmaneuver the enemy, because the Americans knew their own armor was no match for the German guns. The liberation of France came only at the cost of many thousands of American lives, and the French people have not forgotten that sacrifice. Last month, I had the honor of laying a wreath at the memorial at the American Cemetery in Normandy to honor 9,300 young American soldiers buried there. I also placed a wreath at the gravesite of Private First Class Woodrow Fitzwater of Montgomery County, who was killed in action 69 years to the day before our visit. On a day we were there, the mayor of a small French village brought a group of children to the cemetery. As we stood at the grave of PFC Fitzwater, a young girl in the group read a poem to us in French. Here's the translation of that poem by that 8-year-old girl. She read, "I remember a time that I never knew. I remember a day that I did not live through. I remember everything, although I saw nothing. And if I remember, it is because I am free." The French people remember, and their governments make an effort to recognize American heroes who helped liberate France by bestowing on them that country's highest award, the Legion of Honor. Tonight, I'm privileged to present the Legion of Honor to Norbert Gerling, a Missourian who was part of that liberation force 70 years ago. The soldiers in those columns of armor and infantry that fought their way across Western Europe saw many of their comrades fall. And they knew each day could be their last, but they pushed on, liberating millions of people across Western Europe and the Nazi yoke of tyranny. Here in America, we pay tribute to these veterans, remembering not only their valor in the military, but also how they came home to build this country. Even as this generation of veterans passes on, the stories of their heroism continue to come to the attention of the French government for consideration for this award. I want to specifically thank Jeremy Amick of the Silver Star Families of America for nominating several of our Missouri veterans for this honor, including Norbert Gerling. For his valor in the Second World War, the decorations received by Sergeant Gerling included the Bronze Star. Tonight, we add to those awards with the French Legion of Honor. Sergeant Norbert Gerling, I'm honored to present you with the Legion of Honor in recognition of your heroic actions in the liberation of France during World War II.
pose for a picture, have time for just a few pictures here, and then I know everybody will need to get upstairs.